Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil the Mile High Mouth, and today we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. I know, you're like, what? You're doing the whole clickbait thing that everybody does? Yes and no. Fine. I'm going to talk about the Nintendo Switch, and then talk about what I think is going to happen with the Nintendo Switch 2, or successor, and this is basically I've kind of pieced together all the little rumors and all that stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give my opinion on that. So, the Nintendo Switch. Let me grab one over here. I've got one right over here. This is an original. This is not an original Nintendo Switch, actually. This is the version of the Nintendo Switch that has like the additional battery. Because there's multiple versions of the Nintendo Switch. There's the original launch versions. Then there's the version with the extended battery. And then there's the Nintendo Switch Lite and the Nintendo Switch OLED. Now, this is the generation of Nintendo Switch systems, right? You have a slightly larger screen, you have the pocket-friendly version, and then you have the OLED version. Now, out of all these, battery life has improved a little bit. This one has 32 gigs of storage space, 32 gigs, 64 gigs. This is just a pocket-friendly version of it that doesn't, dock or anything. And it doesn't have detachable Joy-Cons or anything, although it can use them. It can be synced with Joy-Cons. And then you have the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch OLED, which had a slightly larger screen, same Joy-Cons, etc. Now, here's what we know a little bit about the successor to the Nintendo Switch. A lot of people are saying that instead of being a 720 perspective system, it's going to have an 8-inch screen, similar to, like, say, this is the PlayStation Portal. Yeah, look at that LCD. That is not an OLED, but does it need to be? Does it really need to be? Let's take a look here at Ratchet and Clank. I kind of feel like this is a 1080p screen. It's an 8-inch screen, and it looks like all the rumors are saying that the next Nintendo Switch will have an 8-inch screen. Now, they are saying that the Joy-Cons will be slightly bigger. So let's take some Joy-Cons and look at that for a moment, right? See, if they make them just slightly bigger, so they don't fit on this anymore, and then they wouldn't use this rail system. They would use like a magnetic induction system, similar in style to, say, the Lenovo Legion Go. I'm gonna pause that for a moment. But yeah, a lot of what we're hearing is like vacuum magnets, etc. That you'll be able to use these on the new system, but they won't fit on the device itself. So we've been hearing that. We've been hearing some other stuff about like it being fanless, which the Logitech G Cloud is fanless, and they're talking about a 1080p screen and an 8-inch like the Portal. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Some of the other stuff that we've heard about is that it's going to take cartridges again, but the cartridges will be slightly different. Like it might still be physically compatible with older cartridges, and it looks like the cartridge slot is in the middle now or something of that sort. What I'm thinking is that we're going to have something similar to these, but unlike the Nintendo Switch, instead of a flat back, I think the new ones are going to have a bit of a bump on the back. That way, instead of like some weird, it's gonna, instead of some weird like thing like they did with the 3DS where they had a notch, it's gonna have a little bump, so you won't be able to, you'll be able to put Nintendo Switch successor cartridges in about that big, and they won't be able to pop down. But older Nintendo Switch games and stuff will, of course, be able to do that. Now, one of the things I'm excited about, the idea of using magnetic attachments. If it were me, and this is something I hope they do, I'd really like it if Nintendo made it possible to attach those like this, like in a so you can use it in tape mode, similar to like what they had with the DS Flip accessory that they put out. That was put out like I kickstarted it years ago. Allowed you to play stuff in vertical mode for like arcade games and shooters, and then they never updated that to work properly with the OLED. But yeah, I think what we're gonna get is, right now they're talking about it being an LCD screen, 8 inches, slightly larger Joy-Cons, some different, another button here for some reason, and some buttons on the back. I'm thinking the buttons on the back might be an additional thing. I think that they're going to have more push toward motion controls in a way. Like there's more, like these newer Joy-Cons will be a little bit heftier and a little bit more focused on accurate motion. One thing they could do to make that happen is to put like that little sensing camera here, put that in both of them, and then maybe something here like an additional action button, meaning that like if you're using this way, you have some ways to use it or attach it. I'm thinking that whatever they do next, I'm looking forward to them announcing it. I'm hoping it has at least a good battery life. I'm hoping it has at least 128 gigs of onboard storage. It doesn't need to be a terabyte. That would be nice, but you know, 128 is still fine. It's been like 7 years, 8 years. I don't know. It's been since 2017 since the Nintendo Switch came out. And yeah, I'm just like, whatever they announce, I'm looking forward to it. So I just wanted to ramble a little bit about the Nintendo Switch 2 and what I think they're going to do with it. As for a gimmick, I really think that the gimmick for it is going to be that you can play it in other types of ways. For example, I kind of feel like there's going to be, what I'd like to see them do is do that 8-inch LCD screen and then have it be a 3D screen, a glassesless 3D screen like the Nintendo 3DS. I would like that. And then also have the ability to take the Joy-Cons and then attach that Joy-Con not just to the side or these newer types of Joy-Cons, but up like that. So you have it on the side so you can hold it like this. New different ways to do that, and I'd also like it to be able to cast wirelessly to the dock. Be like, you put it into the dock, you have extended resolution, it's much better, but if you're playing it normally, like you can stream it to the dock wirelessly, and it would just be showing in like 1080p. Like 1080p if you're streaming wirelessly from the system to the dock, and then full 4K if you're docking it. I think that would be kind of nice. Also, it would allow them to do, say, DS games where you've got a 1080p picture on the screen and then 1080p on here for your bottom screen. That would make stuff like Wii U or Nintendo DS stuff even easier to port over. But also, I'm not too worried about like that whole idea of an 8-inch LCD screen because, again, look at this thing. I also hope that the Joy-Cons are much thicker because like the portal's fantastic in terms of like the way it looks. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. I also have like a really good connection, so I've never had any issues with this. It's been pretty good. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. What do you think they're going to do with the Nintendo Switch 2? Now that I've made a video about it, Nintendo can go ahead and announce it. I think that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for Maya and I to be like, hey, yep, go ahead and do it. So go ahead, Nintendo. Pull the trigger. I dare you. Do it. Go, Nintendo. Like, drop your Nintendo Switch stuff. Your Nintendo Switch successor stuff. Do it. I'm not going to redo the Game Boy or handheld family stuff until you announce it. Because I've learned from all those years. Every time I did one of those, I'd spend hours and hours and hours editing it, and then you'd announce a new thing like a week afterwards. But no, not this time. Instead, I'm just going to talk about the Switch family, which is these 3 systems. Oh, by the way, I do think that like once the Nintendo Switch successor is announced, we're going to get an announcement of a Nintendo Switch Lite OLED. Yeah, with like 64 gigs and then a small OLED screen, same form factor. That would be hilarious to me. Also, it would be the greatest system for like retro gaming and all that stuff because there's so much good stuff on there. And I'd like to see them after they release, like announce a Nintendo Switch successor. I'd like to see them drop this by $50. I'd like them to announce this drop the OLED by $50, drop the original LCD ones entirely, and then put out an OLED version of this and discontinue this one. So I'd like to see them just like upgrade this one to an OLED screen, drop the price for this one, and then discontinue these two. That's what I'd like to see them do whenever they announce that Nintendo Switch successor. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think, and hit that thumbs up, that share button, that subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you're notified whenever we have a brand new video here on Area DMG. And now that I've made the obligatory Nintendo Switch 2 speculation video, you probably won't hear anything more about it from me until it's announced. So there you go. I actually respect your time a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, just a little. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think and hit that thumbs up, etc., etc. And then ring that little bell so you're notified whenever we have a brand new video here in Area DMG. And until next video comes out, you are now caught up.
Morning, Maya.